Namaskaram. So I'm just recording this video to share about Guru. I don't want to go into descriptions or the meanings, who the Guru is and who the Guru is not. But I would like to share from my own experience what Guru actually means to me. So around 2016, with the introduction of Ramana Maharshi, Samadhi, and Dhanalinga into my life was all over the place. Whenever I was traveling to Tiruvannamalai, I was very much balanced and very exuberant, but the moment I went away, it was all over the place. During this period of time, I had the pictures of all the different enlightened masters on my wall. Although I was living in a city, I was living like a hermit, like a sadhu, eating raw food, doing meditation yoga. Eventually in 2018, I reached a point where doing all this was not enough. So I enrolled into inner engineering program, not knowing that it contains the ancient yogic practice called Shambhavi Mahamudra. So on the day of the initiation at the Isha Yoga Center Ashram, Coimbatore, I had the same experience that I had at Ramana Maharshi Ashram, but I don't want to go into too much detail. But it was a moment that I finally knew that I'd become free of time and space, because I no longer had to go anywhere. I don't need to go to Ramana Maharshi Ashram or any temple. So when I completed the inner engineering program and I went back to my flat, I removed all the other pictures of the enlightened beings. I burned all of them, and there was only one picture left on the wall. It was Sadhguru's picture. Because with the practices that he has given, I no longer had to travel anywhere. But I was actually wrong. So as sadhana deepened and I started doing all the practices and everything, the things in my life started going faster. They're actually going all over the place. It was like a roller coaster ride. Many things actually started becoming apparent to me. I went on doing sadhana after sadhana, programs after program, hatha yoga programs, volunteering. After inner engineering, I did the Bhavaspandana, Shunya, Guru Puja, and all that kind of practices as sadhana. But still, I was still looking for the spiritual experiences only. I just wanted to establish. Note that I actually had these spiritual experiences even before I went to Ramana Maharshi Ashram or went to Isha, for that matter. But they were not sustainable. They used to come and go whenever they wanted. It was like hit and misses. But as sadhana progressed, it's not like that the spiritual experiences were not happening, but still they were not happening when I wanted, which basically means my sadhana was not established, my being was not mature enough. So within less than 6 months after I got initiated into Shambhavi Mahamudra, I was there in the ashram to take part in Samyama. So to be honest, till this point, I had certain amount of clarity, but at the same time, somewhere deep within myself, I may not have accepted Sadhguru as the Guru completely. Somewhere deep down, because I already had these spiritual experiences even before I came to Isha. So in one way or the other, I was telling to myself that all these spiritual experiences is my doing. So I do certain kind of things and experiences happen. So there was still certain kind within me, myself, that wanted to take the ownership of the experiences that was happening. Then Samyama happened as we progressed through day 1, day 2, day 3. Wonderful experiences were happening. We were doing meditation nearly 10-15 hours a day, or even more, we didn't know. Eventually a day came, around 4th day or something like that, Sadhguru unraveled a certain process. This is when it was actually it was the most painful thing for me, because I was sitting in the Samyama program thinking that this is the ultimate thing I'm going to do, this is the ultimate program. If this is not going to happen to me, I don't think anything else is a possibility left for me. So I was there putting everything 100% of myself. But what actually happened was, when Sadhguru started the process and everything, if you are aware of the Isha programs and everything, people started screaming around me, crying all over the place and everything. But even though I had so much powerful experiences in the past, nothing was happening to me. Nothing. And as the process ended, I was very much disappointed with myself, because I had prepared nearly 2 months eating only raw food, no milk products, nothing, abstaining on so many things, doing sadhana a lot, just preparing for the Samyama program. And here I was, nothing happening to me in that particular process, and all the people are crying, and they went to surround the Sadhguru. And as the process ended, I was just staring at Sadhguru. He was just going beyond the wall, completing the process. Now I was questioning to Sadhguru that why it was happening to other people, but not for me. That was the final process of the day. So we went back to sleep, but this thing was still within me. questioning to myself why it didn't happen to me, why it was happening to other people. And there came a moment, because already 4 or 5 days was past, only 3 days were left in the program. So I wanted to, reflect to myself that I have to make this work. I have to make this work. Because at that moment, I realized that my effort is not good enough. Finally, I realized that my effort would never be enough. Would never be enough. And the next day onwards, I completely let go of myself. And with His grace, the one who was claiming to create all these experiences through hardcore sadhana or whatever was dropped. I wouldn't say more what happened afterwards, because this is something, a possibility that everybody should explore, something known as samyama. So in my experience, a guru is not someone who has a teaching, just like Sadhguru also says, or any kind of guidance or anything. But a guru is the transformational force that an individual, even after doing lifetimes and lifetimes of sadhana, may still not be able to gather. So Sadhguru says that it's not about the change, it's all about the transformation. So by then, on that day, and as the process unraveled for the next few days onwards, I came to realize that what a fool I have been. What a fool I have been. I was thinking that just by doing the sadhana and everything, I was actually accessing all this, but it was not all that. I was just doing a fraction of thing. Well, the infinite was the Guru himself. He was making everything going. He was making the mountain. He was making the world go on. On that day, I knew who the Guru was. So Guru is only using the teaching or whatever he's saying, just to ensure that you drop yourself on the side, because in no way how much effort you make, it's just not going to be good enough. If you want to transcend the physicality, if you transcend your mind and body and know the true nature of who you are, and explore the mysticism or the exploration of who you are, lucky we are that Sadhguru is here among us. In my yatra, I found many places where a sadhaka is sitting next to the samadhi of their guru. Very powerful indeed. But rarely there has been a guru like Sadhguru, who is beyond time and space, and is capable of being available to not only everyone, but every being and every potential being with physicality or non-physical aspect of it, to know their ultimate nature. So on this Guru Purnima, I don't have any words, but may you be available to the grace of Sadguru and all the Gurus of past, present and future, and especially the Saptarishis who made all these possibilities available to everyone, and the originator of the yoga himself, the Adi Guru, the Adi Yogi, Shiva himself.